Signed Funko Pops. A lot of people like myself like to take their Funko Pops to events like Comic-Cons, conventions, and much more to get their Funko Pops signed by some really amazing celebrities and voice actors. Well, today I will be showing you guys all of my signed horror Funko Pops in my collection. So let's get right into it. So in total, I have 5 signed horror Funko Pops in my collection, and I've got 2 that don't really have a story to go along with them, so I'm going to be starting with those ones first. So the first signed horror Funko Pop that I've got in my collection is a really sweet one. This is Candyman, which is signed by Tony Todd. I don't know how well you guys can see that there, but here is a better look. I think this looks much better. So this signed Funko Pop right here is actually a pop that I purchased on eBay for a pretty solid deal. I was kind of just browsing around one day and I came across it and I thought it was really cool. So I put in a bid and I actually happened to get it. I was super stoked because I think Tony Todd is an amazing actor and I'm so glad to actually have something signed by him in the collection. And unfortunately, if you guys didn't know this, Tony Todd did pass away maybe a couple of years ago, and I knew I wouldn't have had the chance to meet him in person because of that, but at least I do have something that he did sign at one point in his lifetime. It feels very special to me. And if you guys do want to have a closer look, here is the signed Funko Pop once again. I really do enjoy the yellow ink. I think it looks quite nice. And moving around to the side, we actually do have the sticker to prove that it has been authenticated. And if we turn around to the back, it actually does come with the authentication card. So the next signed horror Funko Pop I've got in my collection is a really sweet 80s horror Funko Pop. This is Baby Clown from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and this is signed by the 3 creators of the film. I don't know how well you guys can read this, but it says Edward Chiodo, Steven Chiodo, and Charlie Chiodo. And if you guys want to have a look again, these are what these signatures look like right here. I think they look great. I know I mentioned it before, but I do want to talk about it again. The 3 guys that signed this Funko Pop actually created the film Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm pretty sure 2 of them wrote the screenplay and 1 of them was the director or producer, something like that. I might have to look it up. So guys, funny enough, I actually did search it up on my phone. So it says right here, the Chiodo brothers, Stephen, Charles, and Edward created Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Stephen directed the film, Charles co-wrote the film, and all 3 brothers produced it and created the film's practical effects and makeup. I think that is so sick. Especially since I want to go into film production as a career, I think it's really sick that I actually got the creators of the film to sign this Funko Pop. It is just really cool. And once again, if you guys do want to have a closer look at the signatures, here they are right here. I like the 3 different colors. I think it's a really nice variety. And if I turn it to the side, here's the authentication sticker right here, and moving on to the back like I did before, this is the authentication card. So next up, we are actually getting into the 3 Funko Pops that I got signed in person, and I am very excited to tell the stories to these Funko Pops. So the first Funko Pop that I've got here that I actually got signed in person is Sam from Trick or Treat, and this was signed by Quinn Lord. So interesting enough, I actually went to a horror convention with my friend Corbin a couple of years ago, which was called Frightmare at the Falls. It is a horror convention hosted in Niagara Falls, and it takes place in October of every year. And funny enough, I actually did get 2 Funko Pops signed at the event. This was the first one right here, and I'll get into the other one in a little bit. But speaking about the actual interaction with Quinn Lord, it was a little bit of a weird experience. We got there in good time, we waited in line, and he wasn't there quite yet. It seemed like maybe he was running behind or something. We had heard some of the event organizers speaking, and they were saying that his mom was trying to get him to wake up to go to the event, which I thought was kind of funny. After a few minutes, he finally showed up. He looked a little bit tired and groggy, like he had woken up, but he did sign the Funko Pop, and I did get a photo with him, which I will pop up right here. So overall, a little bit of a weird experience, but I'm so glad I do have this signed Funko Pop in my collection. And like I did with the other Funko Pops, I will show you guys that it is authenticated. It's got the authentication sticker right here, and then if we were to turn it around, it's got the authentication card right here. So next up, I have the other Funko Pop that I got signed at Frightmare in the Falls, and I must say, I think this is my favorite one out of all of them. Here I've got the Part 2 Jason Voorhees, which was signed by Warrington Gillett. Look at that signature right there. I love how it looks. So in order to get this Funko Pop signed, my friend Corbin and I actually did have to wait in line for quite some time to actually meet him in person, but that was okay. It wasn't honestly too bad of a wait. We got up there, we talked to him, I told him he was one of my favorite Jasons of all time, and he signed the Funko Pop. It was such an amazing experience. He was super kind and thoughtful, and it was honestly such a joy to talk to him. And one thing I really love about this Funko Pop is that he actually put a quote on the side of the box, which I was not expecting at all. I will show you guys what it says right here. I'm not gonna read it, but have a read for yourself. It is pretty funny. And like with all of the other signed Funko Pops, I did get this one authenticated as well. It's got the sticker right here, and then coming onto the back, it's got the authentication card. And I guess if you guys want to have a look at it one last time, here is what it looks like right here. I really love the red. It is super vibrant. It looks so good. And so guys, next up I've got the last signed horror Funko Pop in my collection here. This is a very special one to me, but let me stop blabbering on. Let me show it off to you guys. This is Michael Myers signed by Nick Castle, who was the original actor for the film. There is a story to go along with this pop here, and let me tell it to you guys. So a few years ago, my friend Josh and I went to Niagara Falls Comic-Con, and they had quite a lineup of celebrities, guests, and voice actors. I remember when I was searching it up, I was scrolling at the list of celebrities, and I came across Nick Castle, and I just knew I had to meet him in person and get a Funko Pop signed. Luckily enough, Josh and I showed up really early to the event, and we got in line super fast. There was no one in line. We walked right up, I got to talk to him in person, and I got the Funko Pop signed. He was a very kind guy, and he had a very gentle soul, and it was lovely to talk to him. I honestly felt really bad for him. He was surrounded by celebrities with huge lines of people wanting to get stuff signed. I was very glad I was the first person in line to show up and get something signed for him. I'm really glad I was able to show him my support. And let me show you guys what this looks like up close. So it does say to Patrick, and then underneath that is his actual signature. And then underneath that it says the Boogeyman and the shape. I also really love how the orange looks. It really just pops off the box. And of course I had to get this one authenticated as well. Here is the authentication sticker right here, and then coming on to the back, there is the authentication card right here. So guys, those are all of the signed horror Funko Pops that I have in my collection. But before I get out of here, I do want to show you guys one Funko Pop that I really want to get signed in the future. And that Funko Pop is the NFT Deadlights Pennywise. I would really love to get this signed by either Bill Skarsgård or Andy Muschietti, who was the director of the film. That would just be so amazing. And here's where I reach out to you guys. Do you guys have any signed horror Funko Pops in your collection? Or maybe not even horror Funko Pops. Do you have any normal signed Funko Pops in your collection? I would love to hear about it all in the comments down below, so be sure to comment if you have any signed Funko Pops. Anyways guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy this showcase of my signed Funko Pops. I had a lot of fun reminiscing about the stories, and overall I'm just really happy with each and every one of them. As always guys, if you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to do those 3 things: like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.